Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brian from Whisper Status 74. This is a community video. These videos take precedence over all the other videos. The reason why we do community videos, a lot of times they are a direct response to a question of someone who is going through the process of returning a display, needs to pick a display, and time is of the essence. This whole channel is designed to help people that are in this situation. So if you have a situation and you're part of this community, please let me know if I can help you in any way with a return or picking your displays. That's why I'm here, and that's why the community is here. Thank you guys as always. What we have today is Michael and his fiance Dee. We're going to put Dee into the conversation. Hello, Dee. Congratulations to you both. Is that whenever one spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner is going through a return process or displays, it affects the entire family. As far as like, hey, honey, come here, look at this. And you're pointing to these little parts of the screen, and you're constantly bringing in your significant other. My wife went through it with the whole 4K nightmare of 11 displays, which is why the channel was formed. It's a terrible experience, and it is definitely a real world problem. However, real world problems to me are some of the worst because it's something that you're not supposed to be upset about, but you still are, especially if you get to spending your hard-earned money on computers, displays, anything, cars, it doesn't matter. Here to talk about two of the best displays this year, in my opinion, is the Samsung Q90R and the LG C9. Now, Michael, after much deliberation, purchased an 82-inch Samsung Q90R. Now, we've talked about the 82-inch before. We've talked about these displays a lot this year. These are my two favorites, especially then the LG C9. He bought the Q90R, put it on the wall, and when it comes to these questions, I'm going to go backtrack for a second. When someone in the community asks for help with this, this community always responds in the best way, and it is a very positive, non-toxic community that I'm very, very proud of, and I thank you guys for it, is when you guys jump in to help. So I'm looking for people also that have Q90Rs and C9s as well, and the people asking for help are they're knowledgeable. It's really needing that second opinion, which a lot of us don't have in our everyday lives. I mean, how many TV, video game people do you actually have in your everyday life? I don't have many. I have you guys, and which is why we have this as a community. It's not me talking at you, it's us all being together, and you'll see a lot of that in the comments below, and Michael will jump in those comments, and also you guys can go back and forth. He buys a Samsung Q90R. He buys it from PC Richards, which we've talked about, which doesn't have a great return policy. He realizes that after the fact and already thinks to himself, oh, Jesus. This purchasing of displays should be a fun thing. It isn't in many ways. It used to be you powered them on. If they worked, they worked. If they had lines on the screens, they were defective. You sent them back. There's just too many variables. Screen uniformity being chief among them, especially at these huge sizes. To me, anything over 65 inches is DSC, dirty screen effect, vertical banding, screen problems in general are just that much more exaggerated, and just the length, the size of the screen alone causes problems. Warping of the panels, large Oleds are known for bending. These things all affect the image. Turn them a little bit, the image can change. Michael buys the Q90R, does his research. We did some research together. We've talked. He's talked to people on the channel, gets it, has it hung, sits back, turns it on, loves it. Panel seems clean as him and his fiance are watching it. And there's a reason why I'm doing this video in this environment. That's not a C9 behind you or Q90R, it's a plasma. But we'll get to that in a second, because I think this is going to be an important part of the conversation. But I need your feedback, those of you that have these displays, to either confirm or deny it and say that's not the case. So he has the Q90R, sets it up, loves it. Very bright, just like the Q90R is, especially at that size. I mean, jumping off his wall looks amazing. After sitting with it for a while, he sees that it's crooked. It just doesn't seem even. So we talk a little bit about that. He gets a level, puts it on, it's level. It seems like it's okay, but it's just not even. Something's wrong with it. And when the TV is off, the anti-coating, like the anti-reflective screen that Samsung is known for, which has now become a priority for many of these LEDs, which not all of us love, but does do a great job, is warped a little bit. when you see him in the comments, you can click on his name, take it back to his YouTube, and you can actually see a video on it where the anti-reflective screen just looks like it's waving. It's warped. And he wasn't really seeing that in content, but it was throwing him off. Usually you look into a reflection of a display, it's pretty accurate to what you see. It's not that it's a mirror, but it shouldn't be too distorted. His was definitely all waving. So now he looks at it, we talk about putting some screens on it. We send him some Oled burn-in screens, which leave solid colors on the screen for a period of time, so you can actually see if there's any uniformity issues. He runs through them. It's definitely a good exercise just to see if there's any banding or anything like that. And lo and behold, it is leaving some vertical banding on his display. And it is visible on some colors, typically red, green. Even on LEDs, you can actually see some of these screen uniformity problems. Again, at 80-something inches, I know, real-world problems. It's a lot of money, guys. It's a lot of money, a lot of research, and he's clearly buying this display to have for many, many years. He's not going to buy this and flip it. If he was wealthy, if we were all wealthy, he wouldn't care. He'd throw it on the wall. It looks all right. That'd be it. So let's just have, it's not, woe is me because these TVs are huge. So all the money is relative. So PC Richards comes out today and actually agrees with him. Well, the technician did anyway, and said that they're going to give him they're not going to give him his money back. They're going to have him switch it out for something else. The conversation we had the other day was on the LG C9, my other favorite display. My number one this year actually is the LG C9 at 77 inches. Now, this is where I want you guys to let me know, those of you that have C9s, what do you think about that in a brighter environment? To me personally, it doesn't bother me. I can watch OLEDs in a bright room, but that's a trick question. Environment being so important, which is why we're in my living room, your environment and your usage to me are the important things that people just overlook. They go right to the specs and not realize that you might be putting an OLED in a very, very bright room. You saw my buddy Jeremy's AF8 or 8F in a room with skylights. It has some reflections. I think it's personally, I think it's fine for that room. It's not ideal though. But my usage is never going to be watching movies really during the day or playing video games during the day. My usage, my environment, different than yours. My main display is in a dedicated home theater room in complete darkness. And I very rarely, and if I do play games during the day on a Sunday or whatever, that would be difficult in this room with this plasma, which is basically a mirror. Now, this plasma is not made to represent the C9 or even the Q90R. I just use it as you can see the reflections. If you're watching displays typically during the day, if Michael, for instance, or D work at night, second shift, depending on what they do, if they watch TV in the beginning of the day, it's going to be a factor. And was what we talked about as far as being a factor is I would still recommend that he go with the Q90R. One, it's larger. They are both absolutely stunning. They have very few advantages over each other, considering that also the HDMI 2.1 advantage that the C9 has over everybody else, it doesn't really have over the Samsung. Gaming features, the Samsung is arguably the best gaming display this year. The other one is the C9. Having G-Sync, FreeSync, variable refresh rate, auto low latency, both displays have it. So they really are, and they're not even of equal size. The Samsung is larger. In my opinion, going from the 82-inch Samsung to the 77-inch C9, the C9 is so minimal in terms of its bezel and its appearance, it will look even smaller than it is in comparison to the Q90R, which has a larger bezel, still minimalist, but I still like the Q90R for this one reason, his environment. The room he's in, tons of windows, very, very bright, as my autofocus is all over the place, very, very bright. You would need that peak brightness for that room, and also the anti-reflective screen, which was an issue with the Q90, helping him in this area and having that vibrant picture. If it was me personally, that's a tough thing. 82 inches, the room is gigantic, by the way. I love the C9, but the battle between the two of them at 82 inches is where I need your feedback to help Michael make that decision. What do you guys think? Is the C9 going to be okay in a bright room like that? Do you guys have C9s? I know Fade to Black, who you've heard me mention on this channel, had a C9 in his bright living room. He had to keep closing the curtains. That could be a problem for Michael and for D if they watch TV during the day, if they work later at night, which many of you do, second shift, third shift. You might be watching TV during the day. So for me, it's a tough question. For that environment, I might go Samsung Q90R at 82 inches. I'm a big gamer, but the C9 is my favorite display, but 82 versus 77. So help Michael in this situation. He only has a few days to make his decision. What do you guys think? Q90R fans, please jump in. Tell me what you think. LG C9 or even B9 or C8 people that are out there and owners, let me know what you think about this. Is the reflections too much? Even though they do have good reflection screens themselves, the LGs and any OLED for that matter, how is the bright room performance for them for you during the day or when it's not completely dark room? Do you have to put the blinds down every time? This room right here, door, windows, there's windows on the other side. I believe Michael and Dee have a ton of windows in their room as well. So please let me know in the comments. Please help Michael out. This is what this channel is all about, guys. If you need any help with any decisions, what's a buy, I will always respond in the comments. If I don't get back to you, please resubmit your question. And if you are in crisis with what to buy because your display is going back, these decisions are a big deal. Let me know. We will help you here at the community. That's why we are here. Michael, for me, I think 82-inch Q90R in a bright room is the way I would personally go, and I love the C9. Community, help him out. Let him know what you guys think. I will talk to you soon. Michael, jump in the comments. And everybody,